Hi, in this lecture we are going to install a Kali Linux in a virtual machine. Kali is a Linux distribution which was specifically designed for penetration testing or any kind of security assessment. This basically means that there are lots of tools pre-installed in Kali so that you don't have to install it yourself. But to be honest with you, for web assessment, the operating system doesn't really matter. Most of the tools we use, they run on Windows or on Linux as well. And because web is operating system independent, you can work really well on Windows as well. For instance, at work, I mostly use Windows for web testing. The only reason I will do everything here in Kali is that Kali is free and open source, so everybody can use that. And also, it's a really essential tool for general security testing. So if you're not already familiar with Kali, it's a really good time to start it right now. So first of all, we need to download it. For that, go to kali.org/downloads, and then we are going to use the 64-bit version, and we're going to download the ISO. So start downloading it. It will take some time. As you can see, it's almost 3 gigs. So I suggest you pause and come back when it's ready. So when the download is finished, then go to your virtualization software. I use VMware Fusion, but you can use VirtualBox. VirtualBox is free, so you don't have to buy VMware for this course. You can just use VirtualBox. It works the same way, so there shouldn't be any problem with you doing the whole course in VirtualBox. I also use it a lot. But let's say in VMware, so I create a new virtual machine. I say it's a custom virtual machine, continue, and in the operating system you choose Linux and Linux 3. something kernel 64-bit, and continue. And we want to create a new virtual disk. We'll need more than 8 gigs, but we'll do that shortly. So continue. And then here we say customize settings. We rename this to Kali Web. Save. And then go to the hard disk settings and change this to 20 gigabytes. That should be enough. And then to install the operating system, we'll go here to the disks and choose disk or disk image. Go there and then search for the downloaded ISO image. And say open. And then start the virtual machine. And here in the menu, we choose install. And you can choose whatever language you want to use. I will do everything in English, so I go with English. Yeah, key map is also English. that I will call it ether root password, choose some, it's like a root password, re-enter. Of course, you could see that mine wasn't secure, but anyways. Time zone, I don't really care about time zone, so I will just go with Eastern. I'm sitting in Europe, so it absolutely doesn't fit to my time zone, but it doesn't really matter. Now, partition method is guided, use the entire disk. This is the 20 gigs virtual disk we created. Yeah, default is good. Finish partitioning and write changes to disk. Write changes to disk, yes. I don't need the network mirror. Also don't need a proxy. And yes, we want to install a grub on the master boot record. Yeah, for the bootloader, we choose the dev SDA. That's the main disk we have. It installs. And the installation is complete, finally. So let's continue. And it reboots, and then we choose to start the Kali. When the login screen loads, then our username is root, and the password is the one which we choose during the installation. So let's log in. Oh yeah, we have our Kali Linux. Awesome. Then there's one more thing to do for various virtualization tools like VMware or VirtualBox. You can install, it's called either Guest Edition or something similar, and that will make the virtual machine work better in a virtualized environment. This means that, for instance, you could be able to copy paste or from your normal operating system to the virtualized machine, or you can drag and drop files from here and there, etc. I will install that. The problem with these tools that they don't always work. So, for instance, sometimes copy pasting works, sometimes not. Sometimes drag and drop works, sometimes not. So we'll install it and we will hope that it works. So first, update the package list. Opt get update. And then opt get install open VM tools desktop. Yes. Alright, so it's finished. I will reboot. And log in again. And let's see. Yeah, it seems to work, because that was the most important for me, that when I resize the window, then the resolution is also changed automatically. That helps a lot. Whether copy pasting works or not, you can test it yourselves. As I said, even if everything is installed correctly, it not necessarily work. That's how it is. If you use VirtualBox, you can install the VirtualBox Guest Edition on the top of this. That might help you get everything right. Since I will use SCP to copy files to Kali, I have to start the SSH server. So first start the terminal. And we have to configure the SSH to allow password login for the root user. So go to etc/ssh /sshd-config and edit it with your favorite editor, and you will have to go to permit root login, and instead of prohibit password, say yes. And then you need to say service SSH start, and that's it. So the SSH service should be running now. We can check it. Yes, I see that it listens on port 22. We'll use that in the future to log on to the server or to copy files. I prefer this over the copy pasting or similar methods because, as I said, they don't always work. So that's the easiest. If you use Windows as your host operating system, then you can install WinSCP to copy files, or you can do it from a terminal, as I will do. But for us, that was all. We have now running Kali Linux. That's what we will use in our future hacking. So stay with me in the next lecture. See you there. Bye.